Cross-extension reflex by Desiree Justice. The cross-extension reflex uses a contralateral reflex arc due to the fact that the motor response occurs on the opposite side of the stimulus. Cross-extension reflex contains two different reflexes, known as the extensor reflex and the flexor muscle reflex. The cross-extensor reflex works with the flexor muscle reflex, and the two occur at the same time. When the flexor muscle contracts on one side of the body, the extensor muscle contracts as well. The cross-extension reflex is also named a polysynaptic reflex due to the fact that it has multiple synapses in the spinal cord. This is Mr. Stick Figure. He is calmly strolling when he accidentally steps on a sharp rock. The sharp rock acts as the pain stimulus. The moment Mr. Stick Figure's foot makes contact with the rock, the foot that interacts with the stimulus is flexed, while the opposite leg is being extended. If his leg was not extended, Mr. Stick Figure would fall. The reaction of both legs are an example of cross-extension reflex, since the two are working together as antagonists to create a controlled response. The flexed leg is named the apsilateral leg, while the extended leg is named the contralateral leg. The pain receptor in Mr. Stick Figure's foot will travel up his leg up to the spinal cord and crosses the motor neuron synapse, and then will go back to the motor neuron axon and back down to his muscle. Based on the illustration, the pink arrow represents the extensor inhibited, the yellow arrow represents the flexor inhibited, the blue arrow represents the flexor stimulated, and the orange arrow represents the extensor stimulated. The black arrows in the picture show how all of these are traveling up towards the spinal cord. This next illustration is a zoomed-in version of the spinal cord. Based on this illustration of the spinal cord, the green arrow represents the pain receptor that traveled from the muscle to the spine. The pink arrow represents the inhibitory interneuron, and the orange arrow is the excitatory interneuron. The two work together in order to create a positive feedback that stimulates with the motor neuron. The light and dark blue arrows are exiting the spinal cord and are headed towards the flexor and extensors. The stimulus is able to travel around due to the presence of a pseudo-unipolar neuron. This sensory neuron is located in the PNS, or the peripheral nervous system. It is separated into two branches. One branch runs to the spinal cord and the other branch runs towards the periphery. The purple arrow represents the multiple neurons that are going to be traveling to other parts of the spinal cord. These neurons allow Mr. Stick Figure to feel pain after stepping on a sharp rock because they carry messages up to his brain that tells him to respond to the painful stimulus.